Can we just stop demonizing people that believe differently than us? I think that's the place to start. Unless you just slaughter everybody that doesn't have your religion, then we have to learn how to get along with people that perceive the world differently.
I would almost say it like this: you're spiritually racist.
Exactly.
It's no longer we're racist black and white. We're racist spiritually.
That's it.
Politically it used politically. So we've basically shifted our spiritual racism because no longer is it PC to say that I'm racial for color, ethnicity.
We can just break it down and say, I don't like you because you're not Christian.
Right. So why is it accepted that we could be spiritually racist but not ethnically racist?
That could be the name of this conversation. Are you spiritually racist?
I'd just say you are spiritually racist.
Yeah, you are spiritually racist.
Because my question is, how do you feel about people who say Buddha?
Yeah.
I didn't see a thunderbolt come down. I mean, God's not sitting there. Because here's even the thing, you got to think about the conversation of Jesus with his disciples. He says, who does man say that I am? And he says, well, some say this, some say that, some say this. And Jesus didn't correct him and say, I can't believe they would call me Buddha.
Yeah.
I can't believe they would say this about me. I can't believe they'd say that about me. Go out and tell everybody he didn't say any of that. He didn't try to change the
narrative. Yeah.
The narrative. And I'm wondering, why did we feel like we have to be the spiritual police?
Insecurity. Nobody wants to be the only. It's kind of like if you saw a UFO. You don't want to be the only one that sees that UFO. So you need to bring other people into it, because other people makes you feel less crazy. It makes you feel like, see, he saw it too. We validate our sanity based off of how many people believe in what we believe.
You're right. And now I will say this, vulnerable here. I've been in this process for about 5 years. And I even talked to my pastor of the church and said, hey, this is how I'm feeling, but I was talking about exiting church, people exiting church, and he didn't like that, of course, so he was not agreeable with that. And I felt like I was one of the first people to leave church. Still love God, but still leave church. Love the church, but still leave church, because I didn't find it as valuable as the church was presenting it to be. And so I've been in this process for 5 years. And only in the last 2 years have this become mainstream. But it's not accepted now, because even there was a pastor for 30, 35 years, and he says, I'm starting to believe some of these things aren't true, or some of these other things. Yeah. And people have crucified him on social media and basically deemed him as, irredeemable and all of this. And he's just like, I'm just suggesting a thought that I used to preach on.
I'm just trying to change things, guys.
Right. I mean, it just, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, there is even racism in our own camps. Yeah. And I think God's bigger than that. One of the things that keeps striking me is the Bible says, you'll know my people by the love they have for one another. Convenient. The love they have. Not the judgment, not the criticism, not the demonizing, not the love.
The love, yeah.
Well, my question is if I'm coming against you and attacking you, then is that love?
Some would say yeah.
Right. Some would say yeah. Or I'd almost question this, because I come back to it. Buddha. You said you can look at Buddha and see what you love about the Buddha thoughts.
Yeah, I like the only reason I'm not even.
I know we're not trying to highlight Buddha or Buddhism or stuff like that. I'm just using it as a narrative for there is good in everything.
So Leanna and I got to talk, and I was like, Buddha never said he was a god. And she's like, yes, he did. I was like, show me.
Show me.
Like, you haven't even read that. You think because you see Buddha statues everywhere, people look at him the same way they look at a Jesus, but he's not saying that. He was just a dude. He learned how to control himself through meditation. He's all about teaching you how to control your mind, control your emotions, how to have self-control, how to not become so dependent on outside circumstances that if something comes or goes away, it could affect the way you feel. And so that's what it's all about. Like, now there are probably some people out there that have mentally turned Buddha into a religion, and they probably worship the Buddha because people worship Michael Jordan, people worship Michael Jackson, people worship all kinds of people. You can't help who worships you. But we have to learn to differentiate the person who's being followed from the people that are following that person.
That's good.
Because the people that are following the one that is leading are so fanatical a lot of times that they end up exaggerating this entity. These people are fans. They're crazy a lot of times. These people who are missing something, like these people, like for instance, the guy that went up and killed, what's his name, from the Beatles. This was a fan that was willing to go over and beyond to just prove his love for this Beatles guy. Fanatical, just would do any. And so the people that are often leading are often some of the most amazing entities you could ever imagine. It's the people that are following them that they blow everything out of proportion a lot of times. It's crazy how that happens.
Well,